What Culture football fans? I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, joined by Andy Murray from What Culture, and here to ask a very simple question, but one that is no doubt going to spark quite the debate in the comment section. Is Mohamed Salah, the little Egyptian king, better than Lionel Messi? Andy, I'm going to start us off with three very simple questions about their performances this season. Who do you think has scored more goals than any other player in any of Europe's top 5 leagues this season?
The top scorer in the top 5 European leagues this season is Mohamed Salah.
It is indeed 43 for Mo Salah, a measly 40 for Messi. Still pretty good.
Not bad.
Who do you think has scored the most league goals this season?
The most league goals in England this season is Mohamed Salah.
Indeed. Salah has scored 31 league goals in England. Messi 29 in La Liga. Mo Salah is 5 clear of Harry Kane.
5 clear of Harry Kane.
Looks set to pick up the Premier League Golden Boot.
I'd say that's a foregone conclusion unless Harry Kane goes mental in these last few fixtures.
Or just lies and says balls have touched him when they haven't.
Well, that happens.
Not like him, though. Final question. Which player do you think has been directly involved in more goals this year?
It's got to be Mo Salah.
You see, it's not that simple. It is Lionel Messi, 58. Salah has been involved in 56.
Okay.
They have been raving about Salah after his phenomenal performance in Liverpool's 5-2 victory over Roma in the Champions League semi-final first leg. Andy, what did you make of it?
That was rubbish, wasn't it? He didn't celebrate after he scored.
I don't like that. I much prefer when players, even if they've played for clubs for years, just celebrate.
Yeah, it's a Champions League semi-final, man. But in all seriousness, I don't want to call it a coming-out performance because I think it's very clear that Mo Salah came out as a world-class player a long time ago. But it was fantastic, wasn't it?
It was a joy to watch that.
Yeah.
And he made that Roman defence, that whole Roma team, look distinctly average after they'd pulled off an incredible comeback against Messi's Barcelona in the quarterfinals.
He sliced them to pieces. And I never want to see a player carried a team to a performance, but he was the knife that cut through that defence time and time again. It might be his most complete performance as a Liverpool player.
Yeah, I think sometimes when we have these younger players coming up and they're being compared to some of the world's greatest ever players in the likes of Messi and Ronaldo, I think sometimes you get the odd performance or the odd good few performances or the odd good season. But then there's also the accusation that they don't necessarily turn it on in the big games. This was the biggest of big games.
Oh, absolutely. Champions League semi-finals. I mean, there's one game bigger than that. And you know what that is? The final.
Now, to be fair, before we get attacked in the comment section, Lionel Messi has had an incredible season yet again for Barcelona.
Yeah, he's all right, isn't he? He's not bad.
His consistency is amazing to behold. To run you through the stats, though, Salah, 47 games played this season, 43 goals scored, 13 assists. Messi, 50 games, 40 goals, 18 assists. So more part of a team performance. I suppose you could argue that both of them have good supporting players around them. Obviously, you've got Suarez at Barcelona, no Neymar anymore. But Salah's got the likes of Mane, Firmino.
There's an argument made among Liverpool fans, and I don't know if I subscribe to this or not, that Firmino is actually the more important player because his play facilitates Salah. I don't know about that one, but he's a key supporting player.
Yeah, I mean, they're both surrounded with incredible amounts of talent, but Salah has just been a world-class signing. Considering that he kind of disappeared when he was playing.
Yeah.
He obviously didn't play as many games, obviously, and he was still trying to get used to the Premier League when he was at Chelsea. But, I mean, to come back, and he scored on the opening day of the season, I think.
I think he did.
So just to announce yourself so well, he missed about 3 chances in that game, but he did score. He has continued to score. He's one of those players, if you haven't got him in your fantasy football team, you've not won the league.
Are you even playing?
Do you think, to come back to Salah, he's going to beat Ian Rush's Liverpool record of 47 goals in a season?
Well, I would be very surprised at this stage with 3 league games left.
I think so, yeah.
Potentially 2 more Champions League games, assuming they go through. I think it's a foregone conclusion. He's going to find a way to put 5 more past.
Yeah? I think, especially in the second leg against Roma, who are going to obviously have to try and go for it. I mean, we saw them do that against Barcelona at home, and I don't think they've conceded in the Stadio Olimpico.
I don't think they have
in the Champions League this season. So it will be a test.
Yeah.
But we saw what pace. I mean, it was a bad tactical decision by the Roma manager, but we saw what pace did to their back line.
Yeah.
And having to chase the game is surely going to open up more opportunities for Salah to do exactly what he did in the first leg.
Precisely.
Relating to their league performances, or just general club performances, I should say, Barcelona, as much as they were, well, they capitulated against Roma, and all the headlines were sort of, is this amazing Barcelona team falling apart? Is it kind of over for them? I mean, they've got incredible young players coming through. They've got Coutinho, they've got Dembele. You know, they're not struggling.
Yeah, they're all right. They're all right. Undefeated in the league. You know?
Yeah, they haven't lost a league game this season. They're one win away from winning La Liga outright with, I think, 3 or 4 games to go for them.
Something like that, yeah.
They've already won the Copa del Rey, so it's a double for them. But I suppose for Barcelona fans, the big thing was this season is overhauling Real Madrid in their Champions League exploits. And they haven't achieved that. And one could argue that second leg, you don't want to boil it down to one performance, but one could argue that second leg against Roma, Messi did have a chance. He had several chances in that game against a team who you'd think he'd be able to run rings round, and he didn't take them.
Yeah. It's very rare that you can talk of a player of Messi's caliber being wasteful, and this was a criticism that was obviously levied at Salah early in his Liverpool run. But yeah, I mean, there's a key difference there at this late stage when the games are so much more important. I think that you know, this is an argument where you're looking at tiny little edges to make the difference. That could be one of them.
Indeed. For Liverpool, they're probably going to finish 2nd, 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
Champions League football, obviously guaranteed.
Absolutely.
For them next season. They look set, barring another, I mean, I wouldn't rule it out this season, and barring another Champions League miracle, they look set for a Champions League final, potentially against Real Madrid.
Ooh.
It's the dream final for a fan of neither team. You know, your average fan just wants to see those two teams go at it. So he has contributed. The league form has definitely picked up, obviously, towards the end of the season.
100%.
And it's difficult to argue that anyone could get anywhere near Man City this season.
No, certainly not.
But the talk of Salah, and you know, this isn't people who are saying, oh, he's a one-season wonder, or people like. He's already been linked to, I think, Real Madrid for about 100 million plus a player.
Plus 2 players, Luka Modric and Ceballos?
Is it?
Tell me how to pronounce that comment section.
But the rave reviews for him this season are not a flash in the pan, not overdoing it whatsoever. The stats sort of speak for themselves. He recently won PFA Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Do you think, and this might be sort of answering our question for us when it eventually is announced, do you think he is going to be the first player to win the Ballon d'Or who isn't named Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi since Kaká in 2007?
2007?
Incredible, that.
Wow. Man, it's such a big question. I really think it's going to come down to what happens in the remaining Champions League games, because those are your big crunch games. I think he's going to do it, you know. I think he's going to do it.
I think he's been a player who you've sort of run out of superlatives.
Yeah, there's not enough adjectives for this man, and every time you think he's peaked this season, something like the Roma game happens.
He was, you know, yes, he depends on the team around him, but the first goal he scored against Roma was just out of this world. Yes, one could argue, and I'm sure the defenders amongst the comment section would argue that the defenders could have done better and closed him down and not shown him onto his arguably better foot. But even there, it's an incredible goal in such a crucial game.
Yeah, absolutely. I know as British football fans, we talk about bottle and all this determination and stuff like that. But it's a real thing. Like, a lot of people really, the moment goes to their head. Not Mo Salah.
To briefly mention Messi again, we all know about his legendary status, why he is being argued alongside Cristiano Ronaldo as one of the best players in the world ever. And he has continued it this season. Is it a case with Messi that unless he wins everything, the headlines certainly outside of Spain, don't necessarily get written about him.
I think that's certainly the case. Absolutely. Because he's considered this transcendent generational player, you could make the argument that he's the greatest footballer of all time. If he delivers anything less than complete and utter excellence across the board, it's considered a failure almost, which seems absurd for such a celebrated guy, but that's just how it is.
He is a victim of his own hype, and the expectancy of Salah at the start of the season was probably high, but it wasn't this
Not to
high.
this extent. I mean, you look at his last season in Roma, I think it was 15, 16 league goals, 11 assists. Really great numbers,
Good
but
signing,
this is absurd. This is another level.
Obviously, we're not talking about is Mo Salah technically better than Lionel Messi ever.
Right.
I think it's the argument of consistency now.
Yes.
Can he continue it next season if he moves to the likes of Real Madrid or other big clubs? Not saying Liverpool is not a big club before you start in the comment section.
Medium club.
He said it, not me. That's the argument there. So you don't think you can put them head to head in terms of ever.
No, absolutely not.
And we just haven't got time to get involved in Cristiano Ronaldo in this debate. We will eventually, no doubt. We've got lots planned for the future of What Culture Football. But are we agreeing on this? This season, Mo Salah is better than one of the greatest players in the world ever, Lionel Messi.
We are absolutely agreeing that at this point in time, over the past few months of this season, Mo Salah is the best player in the world.
Well, there you have it. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Let us know which head-to-heads you'd like to see myself and Andy do next. And as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. As I mentioned, lots more exciting stuff to come from What Culture Football. More lists, more stuff like this. Lots planned in the future. So make sure you like, share and subscribe. My thanks to Andy.
Thank you, Adam.
Enjoy the second leg of the Champions League semi-final and whatever comes next for Mo Salah. I mean, it's hard to predict what's going to happen next for him because he just does things you don't think are possible.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Lionel Messi on a pretty good season.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, ho-hum.
Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you soon.